Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Scrappy Sisters live for the month of August. It does take a hot second, Haley, for it to click on, just so you know. So this is like for everybody who is catching in the replay. They're going to see this part. Everybody else, you know. It'll start when it starts. So we're just going to give it a minute. A minute to jump in. There it is.
Okay.
Oh, good. You're nice and clear. Hopefully mine will clear up. Hi, Danielle. Hi, everyone. So I'm a little bit fuzzy. Haley is perfectly clear. So, we'll see what happens. I'm perfectly clear on my phone. So I think it's just going to take a minute to catch up with the feed. Anywho, welcome to tonight's Scrappy Sister Live. Today, I am joined by my younger sister, Haley, because Caitlin now has a baby to take care of at home. So Haley, who has now is she 3 months now?
3.5.
Almost.
Yep.
3.5. Mm-hmm. So now with her 3.5-month-old, she can hand off to Daddy and join me for the live. So that's pretty fun. So Haley's going to be joining me tonight. We are scraplifting a layout that was created by Jill White, who is part of our Patreon group here. She is Crafty Lady J over on Instagram. And she did this really awesome layout that was highlighting hexagon shapes. And so I went through all of my hexagons, and I thought I was going to have a whole bunch of chipboard that I could use up, but because I'm like, oh, I think I have like a whole bunch of them that are all about reading, which, would have been really cool. But I, in fact, only had one that was about reading, and the rest of them were random. Some December, some they're just like all over the place. So I am actually going to be pulling out a stamp to use for my layout today from One Little Word that has hexagons on it. It just happens to work out. So very cool. And I'm going to be doing a story for Jonah's album because I'm a little behind keeping up with the kids. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Oh, my feed is so blurry. I'm sorry. It might actually be because you're on the front camera. So when I get you onto the desk view, I'm going to change the camera, and that might make it better. Anywho, I'm going to go ahead and do that. While I do that, Haley, tell us about the story that you are deciding to tell today.
Yeah, so I am actually working through old December dailies. I realized I had partially done my 2019 one, and that one's officially, I'm waiting on a little bit of journaling from my husband, Axel, but other than that, it's done. And then I was debating on which one to go to next, and I realized I had started my 2020 album with just like the cover and the reason why, and I was like, you know what, we're going to dive into this one next. So I looked through to see what story I wanted to tell, and I'm actually going to be talking about the Advent that, or I already did my journaling, but I'm going to be, the story is going to be about the Advent that Crystal had made for me that year, because that year, instead of doing a Christmas present, we decided to do Advents for each other. So, yeah, I've got most of it already, got it all printed. I just gotta, I'm actually just using this shape that I had that's the same size as on the actual layout. And then I'm going to be cutting out photos, papers, and parts of journaling cards to use in it. So just getting rid of some of my December supplies that have just built up over the years that I want out of my room. So
That's awesome, Haley. I like that you pretty much made an entire digital version there.
I made it on Word.
You made it in Word?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks really good.
I'm very proficient.
I figured it all in Photoshop. I was very pleased. Yeah.
I'm proficient at Microsoft products. So
that stuff comes in handy.
It does. So I'll get my water bottle out.
I'm pretty much doing like the same, taking her whole design and just repeating the design. Like, I made no structural changes at all. But when I printed my photo, I added it onto this white background and then a white background on a white background. You can't really see the difference. So I'm backing this with a little bit of colorful paper just to make it a little interesting, I suppose. Get rid of some of this paper from my stash. This is one of my all-time favorite papers from Vicky Boutin. I think I had I'd purchased maybe like, I don't know, 3 or 4 sheets of it, and this is the last one.
Oh,
It's so
man.
good. This is a little too thick.
Ooh, that wasn't quite flat. It's okay if I can get it just cut down to the right size.
The story that I'm telling this time around is about, well, it's based off of one of the many random chipboard I have that says this morning story looks like this. And I was like, okay, I knew I wanted it to be for Jonah because I'm trying to do one story for each of the kids each month. For him right now, I've got like his intro page. I've got January. I think I have 2, like this layout. Oh no, this is the beginning of February. This one's also February. And then I have March and another March. And then this is April. And then that was the last one I did. So I was like, I knew I needed it to go as a May story. So I went through all my photos for Jonah in May and tried to find one that was something I took in the morning. And of course, it was him sitting on the couch playing his Switch. So I just talked about, well, that is his favorite way to spend his morning.
That's so typical.
Is video gaming. So typical. I add this on. I'm going to stamp. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm
So,
glad to do this because I was in a lull after finishing my last finishing my 2019 album, so I needed to get my butt in gear to start the next one.
How long ago did you finish that? That was recent, wasn't it?
The last day of July. I made it my goal to finish it in July, and I did. And then I took a break.
Oh, that's awesome.
Other than, like I said, I've got that last story from Axel that I need to get done still, because it's about I was like, anything that has to do with gaming, I make him write a story about it. So it has to do
as
with
you
gaming.
That's what he gets for playing those games.
Well, he's also the one that's featured in the like pictures, because I did just like a smaller stories for him, and even this where I only do like one side of a page for each day or each like number to keep it nice and simple for myself to just get it done. I went back because I was looking for some photos or like some journaling that you had posted from 2019 so I could remember like what year it was for our annual scavenger hunt.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was the first or second year. And I saw all of your elaborate layouts and I was like, oh wow. I'm glad I didn't come look because not that I'm like I need to have elaborate layouts, but it was one of those like, oh, well, I probably could have done more, but I'm so
no. Whatever you do is good enough, I promise.
Oh, and that's why I was glad. I'm like, whew, man, I finished and then I went and looked for journaling stuff.
We need to do that again this year, like for real this time.
Yes. Go to an actual mall or
go to an actual mall. Yes. It needs to happen. Now I'm going to fill some of these in. Oh, do I want to fill them in with color or do I want it to just be, I kind of just want it to be black and white. I feel like that's cool.
Let's go over
Oh, my camera is just awful. I'm sorry, friends. Like, you can't see anything that I'm doing.
Huh. I was nervous because I'm in the attic right now, so like sometimes reception isn't the best.
No, yours is good. Mine's so bad. I feel like as much there are some things that I really love about this Google phone. The live video feed, don't love it. It's not been good. It's not good. But there's nothing I can do about that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so annoying. It makes me mad. But like the pictures that it takes are beautiful. So I don't know what the deal is. It could be the internet service. I don't know. All I can say is it's stupid. But oh well. At least they can see you. Hi, everybody. Let me see what you guys are doing. Hi, Jessica. And Jill, you're here. Yep. I'm so excited that you're here. While we make yours, that you can't see mine, but you could see Haley's. You can see what she does. How annoying is that? Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do about it. Because here's the thing is on mine, it's perfectly clear. I think it's got to be something with the internet.
It's possible.
The only thing that makes sense. But, I can't. Anyway. No, I don't remember. I don't remember. I liked how I when I digitally designed this. Yeah, this is not the one. I did debate. I did debate printing my photo as the full canvas and then stamping on top of my photo. But when I designed it on the computer, I ended up liking it better where I could see these, more. These hexagon stamps. Because like you could still see it on the photo, but it looks cooler on paper.
I get that.
That one. And then this one. So just kind of like layering in. There's like a little filled in stripe that I'm filling some of these in with because I like that. Okay. I think I'll just maybe take a picture of this right after we're done and post it on Facebook, but it won't be a beautifully edited photo of my layout, just so you all know. It'll just be like, I took this really quick and here it is because you guys can't see it at all. So we'll do that after this. I'll post it on Facebook. Okay. And the crazy thing is all I got to do is stick this down, stick my photo down, stick my chipboard down, date stamp this, and that's it. It's done.
Dang.
Quick and easy. And it's okay that yours is going to take more time because I'm just going to start stamping in my planner. Start working on that. So you take your time.
Compared to some of my other December days I've done where I have had that decision fatigue, this is much faster.
Yeah. Are you cutting pictures to that shape too?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. So it's pictures and pattern paper or just only pictures? I missed that.
Pictures and pattern paper.
I like that a lot.
Well, I didn't take all of the 12 days of my Advent.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a couple of them, but not enough to fill like a 12, because I usually do the, what is it, 6, what is the 2x2 sizes.
Yes.
I usually do for Advents. And this year I just didn't take any photos. I had like a couple, but not that many at all. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna be able to use the ones that we have and then feel good about that. Because I could have done like, I did the one, because this is the year that you made the drink advent for us with all the festive drinks.
Yes. Oh yeah, that one was a good one.
Oh, it was. And so I have a couple of the days, but not all of them. And then I had it was the Once Upon a Book Club advent as well that I had gotten you, and I got myself one as well. And so I have a couple pictures of that, but I stopped at day 7 for like both of them. It's like, what? Apparently I just did not have that follow through. So
You like got overwhelmed or something.
it was 2020. What can you expect?
Yeah. Yeah. You get a free pass.
But I had taken a photo of like all of them together. So I was like, oh, like you can see what they all were, and then I can just add in a couple of little fun photos I did take.
Huh.
So, and this I need to cut down a little bit more. Oh, not that one. Gotta figure out which papers I want to use. It's like I said, I have kind of a silly amount.
See, I'm going to try to put this really close so we can maybe see it. There it is. Although probably still stupid blurry. But anyway, there it is. It is kind of done. You can kind of see it. Journaling, photo, hexagon stamped. that is that. How annoying. Anywho, and yes, Caitlin, normally it does get better, but it hasn't gotten better. I don't know what the deal is. I just tried to see if I could change like the quality of the video picture, and there's no option for that as well, since probably because we're live and I can't change it while we're live. But I don't know. You know what I'll do though? I'll read you my journaling because you guys can listen to me. So here we go. So here is Jonah's story. I said, gaming, meaning like video gaming, gaming is one of the things bringing you the biggest amount of joy lately. You love playing your video games, from all the Mario games to Minecraft to Stardew Valley. We all love that gaming is something we can enjoy together as a family and have a lot of pride in how quickly you picked up the hobby. I never could have beaten any of the Mario games at your age. The trouble is getting you to do anything other than play video games. We want you to spend your childhood engaged in all kinds of ways to play, both inside and outside, on screens and in your own imagination. We've gone back and forth with different rules around when you can play video games and when you can't. And we always seem to find ourselves bending our own rules too much. Right now, the deal is that you can get up early and play games in the morning hours. But once 10 a.m. hits, it's screens off and screen-free playtime until after dinner. We'll see how long this lasts. Hopefully the whole summer ahead. That might be wishful thinking, though. Totally wishful thinking. That flew out the window the second that Aaron had to have Jonah with him all day while I was at work and Izzy went to camp. Oh man, it was like, here you go, have the video games all day because you just need to be occupied.
Oh my goodness.
Next year we got to have a better summer plan because yeah,
That's hard.
too easy to just be like, go ahead, play games because I don't have time to entertain you. But next year he'll be able to go to camps too and it'll be better.
Oh my goodness.
That's him.
Yeah. That was silly. I found all of my like other December things randomly. Like I didn't know I had these. Where'd you come from?
all of those.
Yep. Like, oh my goodness. I just found a lot of things that were just chilling right in front
Ooh,
of
I
me.
love that. Is one of my favorite transparencies. That tree one.
I love it. So
I love that one.
my 2019 was a little bit more on the like funky side with like
Mm-hmm.
bright colors and like going for more of like a retro type of theme, which I kind of did. I didn't do it like perfectly the whole way through. I just threw whatever I had. And then my 2020 was going to be a little bit more woodsy themed.
Right.
So like this is my intro page that I had done. So like that's more of like
That's pretty.
like the color scheme I was going for. So I was trying to find my other papers. So I think I'm gonna. It just might be a little bright, and that'll be okay. It's fine too.
That's okay.
That's why I'm
Yeah,
just like
that's
we're just
okay.
getting it done. We're just having a good time doing all the things. Getting paper down is my goal at this point.
Videos. While, I want to crafting with me. What we're going to be actually going back and filling in my July planner. By the way, the video quality tends to be a lot better for when it's just me. I know that it's the worst. Oh my gosh, is it better?
Oh, thank you, Jill. Oh, you're
Here,
a little.
so maybe it's got to be. I don't know, something weird, but it doesn't matter. I know my camera is like jumping. Great. Anyway, so the live craft with me sessions are going to be filling in 4 weeks of July in my planner that I didn't do. So I have the last week of July and then the / first week of August done, but not, the rest of the month. So we're going to do that. And I got to put pictures in and do all that kind of fun stuff. So that's my plan for those videos later this month, which will be fun. I really, really love the way this comes together. And just helps me to keep track of things while I'm not doing as good of a job of keeping up on the scrapbooking portion of it. You know what I mean? Like, I know I can go back to this and remember things that happened, which is nice. Oh my gosh, Jenny! Jenny, you're here! Hi! I'm so excited to see you here. I'm glad you've had, I know it's crazy, crazy summer. Hopefully that means it's a good, crazy, crazy summer. But oh, I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. Jessica, okay, so I still really like this planner, this passion planner for this specific purpose. For this journaling, like memory journaling, stamping thing. That's really been bringing me a lot of joy. I have, as of this week, switched back to my weekly planner. So I have, I've been a big proponent of those daily planners for Passion Planner. But now that I am going to an office for like 8 to 10 hours a day, I find that I don't need as much room to write stuff down in my planner because I have other systems set up for work. I was using it a lot to help me manage my chores around the house, but then also a lot of my crafty work, which had so many different moving pieces all the time that I really needed to have that in a place that was manageable. Now that I don't really have that so much anymore, What I find that I need is more of a weekly view so that when I go to work and I'm figuring out my schedules for the weeks ahead, it gives me a better, like, just visual of it. And at my work, I can't really log into my Gmail to pull up my Google Calendar. I have it on my phone, but it's just not as user friendly to look at as the computer version. So I still use the computer one because that links to all of the family members who need to see it. But I use my Passion Planner weekly. I have it set up at least for this month to basically, take that calendar and copy it onto a paper version that I can take with me to work. So far this week, that's been working pretty well. Now I literally just changed it over on Sunday because I found that I wasn't really using the daily one anymore like I was before. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm looking at for next year, switching from Passion Planner, like for my actual planner, right? I think I'm gonna order another Passion Planner small, like I have here, to use for this same thing because I really enjoy doing this with the stamping. It's like a little tiny spurt of creativity that doesn't require me to print anything because it's just stamps. And I mean, I will print photos to go into the calendar, but I can do that all at once. On a day-to-day basis, I don't need to print anything. All I need to do is pull out a couple stamps, put some things on there, and write a couple sentences down, and that's it. So it allows me to feel creative when I don't have a lot of time to be creative. So it's nice. It's nice for that. It's like a quick hit. But for my actual planning of my life, I'm contemplating switching over to the Budget Moms planner, which is called the Live Rich planner. I've been looking a lot into that lately. It's on sale, so I'm really debating just getting it. And I don't know, just having it ahead of time. I already use the Budget Moms budgeting system, the budget by paycheck system, and I love it. I love it. It is the one thing that allows me to feel like I have control over my life. I love it. And then the Budget Mom Live Rich planner has a lot of it like combines the weekly view with a lot of other aspects of planning that's important, like meal planning and groceries and house chores and like personal goals and work goals and budgeting goals. Like it combines all of that into one place. So each week essentially has two full spreads. It's like spread number 1 is meal planning and house management. And then you turn the page and it's the weekly view. And then you turn the page and it's meal planning and house management. And then you turn the page and it's the weekly view. And I kind of like that because I really loved the daily Passion Planner because I could keep track of meal planning and housework and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't need an entire spread for one day of that. Like I kind of like the idea of just one page is all of my meal planning. I don't know. So I'm thinking about it. I've been looking it up, trying to decide if that's what I want to do. But for the stamping version, I think I'm going to stick to the Passion Planner next year too, and then actually do it. Because this year I started this one as a planner for for social media. So more like a social media, what do I want to say, like crafty business planner. And then that fell off. And then I was like, maybe I'll do this memory planning. And so then I wrote things out, but then never did anything with it. And then starting in May, I was like, why don't I just every night or, once a week or whatever it is, or once a month when I come back in and do 4 weeks at once, go in here and just use some stamps and write out some words and use that as a way to keep track of things. And when I started doing that, I just really loved it. So we'll see. Once I get to the end of the year, once I get to I guess once we get to November, I'll make that decision for sure, because then we'll have Black Friday deals where I can purchase whatever I'm going to purchase. unless I decide to pull the plug early on that Budget Mom Live Rich planner. I don't know. We'll see. I love planners though. I love them. So it's hard for me. Like part of me is like, I should just get that now and just start using it just to see if it works since it's on sale. But then also, I already have a planner. I just use what I have. And that would be fine too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. My monthly journal. I did, Jessica. Yep, I let go of that. I loved it, and it was such a great creative outlet. I really love to draw, and I don't really do it very often. So that was a lot of fun to have. But time-wise, I just don't have the time for it anymore. And so yeah, I let go of that. It's kind of sad. But I still do a daily journal. I don't always get to it daily. I think I'm caught up for this month. I'll pull it out. I started I started preparing it at night. So like tonight, I will prepare this for tomorrow. And then tomorrow when I get to work in the morning, the first thing I do is make coffee for the office and sit down and do my journaling because it only takes me a couple minutes. And that gives me some quiet space to do it. So this is just a regular old, oh, you can't really see that well. It's a regular old Archer and Olive A5 notebook. And I moved my daily journal into here. So all I do is just stamp out a prompt and then fill it in with words. So I've got, I think, like 10 days of July done. And then I missed a couple days. And then I stamped them, but I never actually wrote anything in them. I could go back and fill this in, and I might. We'll see, because I had a couple of really big things happen in here. And I'd like the chance to sit down and write about it. But I started back up in August, and so far I've kept up. So I have all of August done up to the 6th. Today is the 7th, right? No, today's the 8th. So I need to stamp out yesterday, just something for yesterday and something for today. And then tomorrow I'll sit down and write in the morning time. And that's fine. Like I'm 2 days behind. That's fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I took it out of that big one that was more artistic, even though I really love the artistic stuff. That's what I'm finding a hard time. What I'm having a hard time finding time to do these days. So yeah. All right. Hi, Lynn. Hey. A bunch of you guys that I haven't seen in a while. It's so nice to see everybody here. I need to go get this chamois wet. Haley, tell everybody how life is going for you. For anybody who hasn't seen you in a while lately, because I'm sure there are people. There are people here.
Yeah, life has been crazy. As per usual, I feel. So I am things with Sophia. So she, like I said earlier, she is 3.5 months. So she is doing really good. She rolled over for the first time yesterday. That was pretty fun. So actually she rolled over for the first time for Mom.
Oh, you weren't even here? Oh my gosh, brat. Yeah.
That's on par with her. And then today we did belly time and she rolled over twice. And then I sent a video to Axel because he hadn't seen it yet. So I made sure to film and all that stuff. But I was like, oh, come on. Of course, the one time I'm not paying 100% attention to you, you roll over. Of course. But so she's been doing really good. She's been usually pretty happy. Today she's yelling at Axel downstairs. I don't know if anybody has heard her in the background, But
No.
okay, good, because I hear her, so I'm like, ooh. Red. Yeah. So, we've got an appointment in a few weeks to see if she's like on track with all of her stuff as well. But so far so good. And I am currently looking for a job to go back to work because we need funds. I can't just be a stay-at-home mom, unfortunately. I have to work, and it's been after the 3-month mark, which is when I said that I would start looking again. So, I actually had an interview yesterday, which I think went pretty okay. So that was nice to get that. I've had 2 interviews so far. One, they decided to go with people inside the company, or they just didn't. Not inside the company. I think they were just not. They ended up not having the budget to hire anybody. So, which you would think you would find that out before, but
Right.
before you put out the job application, that's okay. That works. So, yeah, just applying and getting things all. I was working on my resume and all that fun stuff, but that's most of the new things going on around here. It's just spending as much time with the baby girl that I can and looking for jobs. And reading. That's the other thing that I've been, well, kind of reading. I've been in a bit of a slump this month so far, but here we go. But I picked up a book today, so that's good for me. Like if I can get at least one book picked up a month, then I'm happy. All right, there we go. So but I think that's most of it's pretty much all the new things. I don't think there's anything else. I know it's very hard to believe it's already been over 3 months. Like it blows my mind. And then we had to put, like, when we put away her 0 to 3 clothes, I was very sad.
Oh,
It's like there's no way you're bigger than this. But nice. I've been wanting to use those borders for a while. All right. Let's see if there's any embellishments I want to put on this thing. I have so many. So I got supplies I had supplies from 2018 left over. And then I had supplies I got in 2019 and 2020. And I just never did anything with them. So I have a silly amount of things in here. But
that's how it goes.
whoops.
I feel like yep. It's very relatable. Yep. So many supplies.
See if there's any like.
I feel like I was going to ask you something and now I don't remember.
It happens. If there's any.
What was I going to ask you?
It was like, is it job related? Is it craft related? Is it book related?
Oh, that's what it was. What did you pick up? You said you picked up a new book. What did you pick up?
I did. I started reading the Sun Bear Trials, which is by the same author who wrote Cemetery Boys. Yep. So that's the one that yeah, the 0 to 3 month was that's very sad. Oh, that's good to know, Jill. Yeah, because they're like you'll hear back next week for if like you got the role or not. And then the next day, so I like saw that the email came in. I was like, oh, okay, there's no way I got the role. Like, that's fine. No big deal. I have other applications out there. And they're like, yeah, we decided not to hire anybody. I was like, oh, okay.
Mhm. What was your one for? You said you had one yesterday?
Yes, it was an administrative assistant for, oh, it's the Greater Lansing Sports Authority, which is in connection with the Greater Lansing Convention Visitors Bureau. So pretty much just an administrative assistant for that department.
Do you think it went well?
I think so. I've talked for 50 minutes, so
Okay, that's a good
I'm
sign.
a talker. They're like, it should take about 30 minutes. I'm like,
What was like, did they say anything about your experience or like?
I mean, they asked about all the stuff. The person was not, so they were like helping out the department by interviewing
Oh, okay.
people.
Like a recruiter
Yeah,
almost?
so it wasn't
Okay.
quite so they're like, I'm going to be writing down all of the information and then sending it to them. So I was like, oh, okay. So, and I was, because they asked like, oh, do you have any experience with databases? And I'm like, well, what type of databases? And they're like, I don't know. Like, that's just what the question is. I'm like, okay. Oh, I think you froze. Oh, okay. You're a little bit staticky, or like not, or like stop and go. Yeah, you're still frozen on my side too. Kind of. Oh, and your screen I think went black too. It's like a little glitchy. That's the word. Oh, that's it. Oh, a little better, but it's still glitchy. But it's not like I can't make out what you're saying. I at least can understand. Did I? No. Yeah, technology is the worst. I'm solo. It's like I hear little stops and goes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you. Your screen is gray though. Okay. Oh, pooey. Realize what I forgot to do.
Oh, hey, I think you can see me now.
Oh, I can see. Oh, yeah, you're clear ish.
What? I'm Haley, does it let you keep going even if
I think
mine's like
so.
freaking out? Like everybody could keep watching you? I know, now I'm in slow-mo. It's great.
Freaking technology.
Oh, I hate it. So dumb. But yours is what we're waiting on. So as long as we can still see yours, it doesn't really matter if mine's dumb. And you're just going to see me from now on. I'm just going to sit here and stare at my phone while it acts, you know, obnoxious. Blurry, you know, and all the fun things. So dumb.
Tech is so great. Let me just...
The best. So I just finished, like right before we came on, I have been listening to the book, The Pines, which, do you remember the show Wayward Pines?
Yes.
It is the book series that inspired that show. So I just finished the first one. It was really good. I already knew the whole story because the I need a beer stat. Yes, Jill. Yes.
I've got mine already, so we're
nice. I only have my LaCroix water. Anyway, The Pines. So the show follows the book, like the first book at least, like to the T. So I already knew the entire story. I forgot parts of it, but then as it progressed, I was like, oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah. It was so good. I 5-starred it because like well, here's the thing. I already knew everything that was going to happen. So nothing was a surprise, right? But if I had never watched that show before, then I totally would have been like, oh my God, this story is insane. So I 5-starred it for the me of years and years ago that never knew that story. Does that make sense?
yes. Well, plus there is a little bit of the nostalgia factor too. Like that always.
It would be like watching the Harry Potter movies and then going back and reading the books, and you're like, well, I already knew this whole story. Nothing comes as a surprise to me, but it's still a really good story. You know, I really like it, so I'm gonna 5-star it. You know? Anyway, it was good. I listened to it on audio. It was good. I recommend.
Good to know. Okay, so that's gonna be.
Ooh, did you finish?
I did. I decided this would be story 10. It's the first story of this book, so. Oh, where'd you go?
Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh, so dumb. But it's okay. I think I don't know. Is my phone overheating? I don't know what the deal is. It just hates me, apparently. I'm hated. It's okay, though. It's okay. Hey, tell me a color of the rainbow. Any color.
Orange.
Okay. All right, cool. And one more color.
One more color.
Yeah, another one.
Violet.
Any color.
Well, purple.
Purple. Okay. Orange and purple. Interesting. Very Halloween. We'll go with lavender purple. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if they
Okay.
were going together or not going together, so I was like, well, we'll go with these ones.
Oh yeah, going together. It doesn't matter though.
Yay, so this is my first, well, I guess technically second finished page. It's my first finished page of my 2020 album that I created in 2023.
Hey, it's never too late.
Because I had already done these ones. Still, I was pretty proud of myself for this starter one. Back in 2020, I made it. Wait,
it's so
colors.
Was 2020 the first year you did it?
No, I did 2018.
Oh, okay. Did you do but you didn't do 2019?
I just finished 2019.
Oh, so yes. Okay. I think you've done it every year. I've done it then, right? 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah.
Yeah, I have all the photos and a lot of the journaling. I just haven't completed the actual. See, this is what I'm waiting on him for. Is my day 19.
Okay.
I'm like, I need him to write that and that. And I told him he could type it.
What goes with orange and purple? I mean black, but like what else other than black? Orange, purple. I could do teal. That would make it kind of not Halloween.
That would be nice, I think.
You know, like that. That's actually cute. All right, we're doing it. Teal. Doing it. Okay.
That's a nice color combo. So you could have also done like a.
Yeah, I like that. It's very retro looking. But I think that orange and teal are very retro looking. I like it. Oh, I'm doing this one for today. I like to. Oh, I wish I had. Hold on. Do I have? Where would I put you? I put that one. I need tech. This is what I need. Here it is. If you have anything that's like technology is stupid, that would be today. I do have the word technology. Okay, do I have anything that's like where's my titles? It will all be okay. No. Okay. Encouragement.
Oh, you are like Hilton.
I could say technology is just hard. Oh, that makes me laugh. What does this one say? Oh, struggle. Technology. Okay, no, I like that even better. The word technology and then the word struggle. Hashtag struggle. Yep.
Oof.
Give me that.
A little toasty up here.
It gets warm. It gets warm because oh yeah, I forgot that you guys are looking at like my face this whole time. I forgot. Okay, well here I am. Yeah, it gets hot too when you are live, like even more so than normal, where you're just like, it's usually boiling in here, which is also partially, I think, what's happening with my phone. I think it's overheating, maybe.
Makes sense.
Maybe.
I need to reorganize all my December stuff again because half of my desk is taken over by it. Yeah, so I also don't know where my what is it called? The tool that you can use to seal pockets or like
Oh, fuse tool.
Yeah, I don't know where my fuse tool went, and I'm real sad because I always like making shaker pockets for December Daily, and I couldn't make it for my 2019 because I couldn't find it. So I came up with a different solution to it. But you find my fuser tool because
Yeah. I'm so jealous of how crisp your video is. So bad. It's all right. But I'm jealous of you. Oh, I was originally going to do this one for our live tonight. This like better together. I thought that was going to be cute, but no, we got technology #struggle. That's what we get. Oh my gosh. All right. And then I want this for finishing my book. So book. Okay, yes, I finished Pines, the Pine. I think it's just called Pine. It might be The Pines. But then I just got my notification. Well, it might not just be just, but I saw my notification that Fairy Tale is ready for me. So that's my next read is Stephen King's Fairy Tale, which sounds so good. I'm very excited. It is like a 24-hour long book. It's very long.
It's a thick one.
With like, Stephen King, he's always got to do that. Like, it's right. Absolute, you know. Deep discussion. Anyway, he just always writes really long books, but they're usually really good.
I still have my 28 hour Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. I still haven't finished that one, and that's on my list. It's just like I have all these like 6 hour and like 8 hour, and I'm like, but I could finish that and then read it, and then another 6 hour one comes up, and I'm like, well, I could also finish that, but yeah, like, what have I been watching more than? Oh, I've been reading some webcomics instead of reading actual physical books recently. Because sometimes I'm just like, give me a nice webcomic, which is what like Lore Olympus started as.
Yep. What app? Jill, I use well, okay, so for listening or tracking. So I'll tell you, for listening to books, there are 2 apps. I use Libby and I use Hoopla. Those are the main 2. For tracking my books, I use Goodreads, which I feel like Goodreads I especially like for books I want to read. And then because like it just keeps it in a manageable place a little bit better than the other app I use. But the app I use for my stats and all of that is called StoryGraph. And it puts together all these really cool like graphs and statistics and all that kind of stuff, which I love. I love numbers and statistics and all that stuff, which if you would have told 18-year-old me that, I would have laughed you out of the house. But I love those things. So StoryGraph is my main tracking app, but I do also still like I use both. So like today I finished The Pines and I marked it as complete and did all of my stats for it on StoryGraph, but then I also did the same thing on Goodreads. I marked it as done and gave it a star review. But I never actually write reviews on there. I just star them.
On StoryGraph, you can't really have like friends or anything, or you can, but it's like more complicated.
But it's more complicated. Yeah. It is, but that's okay. I love it for the data. Is what I love it for.
Because I like being able to go on and be like, oh, like what is so and so reading right now? And be like, oh, maybe I'll add that to my list of things. Or be like, oh, like what is this person's like last 5-star? Because usually I have the same taste as them, and so I like that for Goodreads. But Goodreads isn't always the best for like reviewing and things like that. Like some things have like 5 stars, and I'm like, how does it have 5 stars? Should not.
Have any companies or has anybody designed an app that works the same way as Goodreads or StoryGraph, but primarily Goodreads, that's for like movies and shows? Because like, wouldn't that be cool too? To be like, hey, what's everybody watching these days? You know, like what is a show that somebody has 5-starred? best book light. Oh yeah, I don't even know. I need one because right now my book light is my lamp. And poor Aaron, I keep him up all day. I need one. I want one of those like neck ones. I think.
I have one that's like a neck, so like there's like 2 lights on each side, and you can like it's like you can have it be the white light, the mixture of the 2 lights, or like more yellowy light. So I have used that, especially like if I'm sharing a room with other people. Usually if it's like Axel, I'll just go into another, like I go to bed later than him at this point. But I have a clip-on lamp that like is about this big. It's like a circle. And we have that that we connect to our bed, that because the lamp light is just not as harsh to read by for eyeballs. So we clip the lamp and it has like a long like neck on it, and then you can like kind of put it to like wherever you need it to have like additional light on your books. So, and a lot of times we'll read at the same time. So he'll be reading a rule book and I'll be reading a physical book, and so we'll be able to like put it in between us. I misplaced my neck light thing for a while, and then I forgot that I had it, and then I found it, and I was like, oh yeah. It was with my like travel things, so like my like travel cubes and stuff like that from like coming back home from a trip. Because it's also nice for airplanes, because airplanes never have good light for reading.
Yes. That's we don't.
Don't you girls fight.
The kids both have one of those color changing night lights. So it's like a little sketched out design. Jonah's is Luigi and Izzy's is a unicorn. And so it like is this acrylic piece that slides into a device. It has lights at the bottom, and so it lights it up. And so I use that as my reading light when I put them to bed at night. It's not the best, but it works.
Here, you can have this.
I'm like, even for just that, I need one. I'm going to stamp out these last 2 pages before we go, because I just want to get these done. And I might as well, since we're here.
It's okay. The girls decided to come hang out and almost got into like their loud growling fights. Monsters.
Okay, we'll stay around this one. Yeah. These I just try to keep like super simple. These like, I'll show you what I did, because it's ridiculously simple, but you know, I like it.
Say, does anybody else who's watching have any like reading things that are like must-haves? Because so I don't know if which reviews are the same. Yeah, they're just, I'm their favorite too. I'm the dog's favorite, so wherever I am, they usually come find me. But then they also go and like battle each other whenever they're in the same room. Especially, this is the only room in our house that has carpet, or in the attic right now. So it's the only room that has carpet, and they're like the most wild whenever they come up here. So it's always fun.
My house is quiet tonight. Well, for the next about 30 seconds, because I just heard the garage. Because we switched the kids to have their swim lessons on Tuesday nights. So they had swim lessons tonight, so Aaron had to go take them all by himself. I was like, you'll be okay. It'll be okay. Because it is, you know, super fun to take them places like that on their own. All right, and this is going to be today's. So yesterday, I see it's just simple. All I said, you probably can't even see it very well, but it says the Mondayest of all Mondays. That's my prompt for yesterday because it was a Monday. And then today's is going to be tech, best of times and worst of times. And like, funny. We're going to tongue in cheek this. It's funny. I finished Sea of Tranquility. Haley, you did too, right?
I have. Finished it last month, 2 months ago? Finished it a while ago. But I'm excited to talk about it. It's one that I hope it will have a good discussion with everybody.
I think it'll be one of those books that, like, I really liked it, but I think it'll be one of those books that you walk away from book club and you like it more than you did. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I assume.
Yeah, I feel that too. That typically I walk away. There's very, very few times that I've walked away from book club and liked a book less, but there has been at least one that I was like.
Was it
killer content?
Was it the one that I hated? This book is so stupid. Yep.
I already finished it, and then after discussion, I was like, man, I dislike this even more.
Oh no!
It's one of my few. I don't know if did I put it as a 1-star? I might have given it a 2, but
I don't remember if I gave it a 1 or a 2. I might have given it a 2 just because I felt bad.
I don't know if I've given any books a 1, but I think that one and The Catcher in the Rye would probably be my like top contenders for 1 stars.
Oh God, Catcher in the Rye was so bad. That book, no,
just not for me. I have been posting a couple of my. So I have a BookTube channel. Shameless little plug there. But I had filmed like part 1 and part 2 consecutively last year in July, and then I posted part 1 of like reading through 2022. So I posted part 1 and then sat on part 2 until July of this year, because in August I found out I was pregnant, so I wasn't like there was no way I was going to continue like doing all the fun things and like not fun things, but all the like learning editing and softwares and stuff like that. It's my brain was not there for it. I was learning other things. So I had to film part 3 and 4. So I filmed part 3 and 4, and then I've been editing them. I only have part 4 left. And I think Catcher in the Rye, it was one of them, I think, that I had to post about, and I was like trying to find nice ways to say I hated it without saying I hated it.
Because so many people love it.
I know. And then the same thing with killer content.
Supposedly people love
like, I pretty much said that, like, I'm like, it just wasn't for me. It's not my style. It's not for me. Pretty much them being like, if you liked it, let me know why, because I want to understand.
Yeah. Please help me wrap my head around how somebody could think this is good.
So I was watching myself back. With the editing, I was watching myself back, and I was like, did everything except say I hated it. I'm just like, man, I should have just said I hated it. Like, it's fine.
It was so bad. It was a hard book to get through. That's what I will say.
Both of those.
And yes, it is. Yes, when you.
Yeah, when you read them, I agree. Because I'm like, if I read that as a teen, might not have hated it as much.
Yeah.
If I would have listened, or because I listened to killer content, and I think that's what killed it for me. If I would have.
Did you listen to Catcher in the Rye?
I found
you did, and I heard that voice was also like really annoying.
Yes.
that aided in whatever.
0 out of 10. Would not recommend.
You know what, though? It was really interesting. I never read it as a kid, because it was one of the books that the English departments read, or some of the English classes in our high school read, but mine didn't. And I think for people who did read it in the past, that it would be a really interesting thing to go back and reread just to see, I don't know, just how your perception of life changes so much that back then might not have been so bad, but now all this time later, it's like, ugh, God, this kid just needs to shut up. He's so freaking whiny, he's so phony. That's a total, he says phony in that book all the time. Which is it's very I don't know. It's a different era that used phony as a way to insult people. What a phony. It's funny. I get a kick out of it.
Yeah. Lacey, I was an avid reader when I was younger, and then I took a huge break. And then one of the jobs that I worked allowed us to listen to audiobooks or music, and I was like a manager. So I would send everybody home, or we would be at the end of the night, and I would be the one that had to be there the latest and putting the final touches on everything. And so I would end up listening to books and things, and that got me back into it in 2018. And then I think I read 24 books that year, and then I read 50 books, and then I read 60, and then I was at 100 last year. And then in July, I read one book, and that was all that I could read. And I was like, I'm done. And now I'm back into it. So I had to take a huge break from reading, where I only read 3 books the first 3 months. And yeah, I see that. And now I'm back. We're good again.
I know. It's that's why this is my, you guys can't even see this probably. It says struggle, love and loathe, technology, dislike, best of times, worst of times. And I'm going to talk all about it in my journal tonight, about how much I hate when technology is stupid. Yeah. But that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to be done. I'm going to quickly snap some iPhone photos of my layouts, and I'll post them in Facebook. You guys can see, what things looked like when it's not pixelated, which I think would be nice. So you can see how my layouts turned out. I'll show you my Scrappy layout, and I'll post some of the stamping stuff too, in case you guys are curious what that looks like too. So we'll do that. Thursday, I will be here to do a Craft With Me live. On Thursday, the first portion of it, we're going to do just a talking face video to talk about some updates and announcements coming your way. And then we will turn the camera over, and I'm going to work on my my Stampy planner and get that caught up. So that's the plan for Thursday. If you can't make it live, there will be the replay. So you can always check that out later to find out the scoop. And then that's it for this week. So just Thursday. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Haley, thank you for joining me tonight. It was fun to have you here. Always good to have time to catch up. And, that's part of what makes Scrappy Sisters Live fun, because we just get to chit chat and find out what's going on in everyone's lives. So it's good. It's a good time. I will see you all later. Have a good night, everyone. Bye. Good night. Bye-bye.